Today on Evidence Locker, a death investigation with an historical twist.
16th of November 1982, we received a call from Pershing County Sheriff's Department to request in the recovery of some bones that had been located in an area known as Unionville, Nevada. A woman had been out earlier that day with her dog and had found what she believed to be a human bone, subsequently contacted the sheriff's office, who in turn called us.
The body was discovered badly eroded due to wetness, with some military buttons found with it and two shoes that were military Brogan-type infantry shoes. They were the remains of a person who had been shot in the right here on the forehead, basically, and a shot that killed him there, and had either been stuffed in a crevice or left in a crevice. And that's the extent of what we know about the remains, essentially.
We then transferred the bones and the artifacts to University of Nevada, Las Vegas, to have a forensic anthropologist examine them. We felt, because of the nature of some of the recovered items, that it was probably not a recent incident. The buttons were probably right around the Civil War era. Pre-1870s, 1865s is what they felt. We figured that he was of cavalry origin. We did have some cavalry units out here and traversing the area on patrols. They would make camp for maybe 6 months. It was called wintering, and then patrol from there.
Beg to report, sir.
What's it look like up there? You see any hostiles?
Not to the north or to the west, sir.
What's the winter look like?
It's going to be a hard one, sir.
You got a lot of snow up in the mountains?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I swear we met old man Winter himself on top of that hill.
Why don't you boys go ahead and tie your horses up, take a rest for a while. We'll be going out later.
Thanks, sir.
A lot of the soldiers would take off on their time off to prospect and hopefully strike it rich. Nevada is a very mineral-rich state, and there were small operating mines and strikes that were being made constantly in the area.
I'm telling you guys, I've been to California after the Mexican War. I seen that gold. Just go up there and pick it out. I was riding back in one of those valleys, and I'll tell you what, man, I found a nugget. It was sitting in an outcropping coming right out of the mountain. Where at? Now, you think I'm gonna tell you? Now listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back up there and look for some gold. I'm gonna get enough to buy myself out of this man's army. And then I'm gonna go to California in style.
I would guess that he's probably post-Civil War, either a soldier who had been mustered out, or at the end of the Civil War, there was a fairly high desertion rate from the local militias who felt that the Civil War was over, they could go home.
Nevada was very torn between the South and the North. I even guess sometimes that maybe, who knows, maybe it was some Southern sympathizers that wanted to get even with the Union for some reason. We know he was murdered where it looked like he was probably murdered where he was found. The medical examiner actually said that the individual was killed by blunt force trauma. There is some speculation that it may have been even a bullet wound to the head, but the bones were so weathered we weren't exactly able to make that determination.
Over the years, this sort of a myth has developed of the Unionville Union officer who was thought to have been killed in either some nefarious way by the Southern sympathizers during the war, the Civil War, or something along those lines.
Corporal Lynch! Private Williams, help!
Report, Private.
We found Corporal Lee's horse about 10 miles back out that way.
Let's go tell the colonel. Come on.
They found Corporal Lee's horse.
We found the horse about 10 miles back to the west there in those foothills.
Was there any sign of Corporal Lee?
No sign at all, sir. We tracked him for a ways and the storm came back in on us, covered up everything.
Well, put your horses up. We're going to go out again. We got to find him.
If he's afoot in this weather, Colonel Darling, may the saints preserve him.
Still ahead, we log on to meet an investigator who tracks criminals on computer.
I have to come up to speed and understand how the computer was used, just if it was my own. Because in order to identify usage patterns, you have to know what's in all the folders and the programs and how they interrelate.
We see how the size and shape of blood drops can help solve a case.
And so the question was not whether or not he was there. It was the issue of when he was there.